Courtside with Karli Bell has dropped a bombshell on all the Chicago Sky fans surrounding around Jeff P and Tyler Marsh. You're not going to want to miss what she had to say. And we're going to unpack all that here next, here on the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Well, guys, man, the trade deadline is 2 days away on August 7th, and the Chicago Sky have still not made any moves to reorchestrate or reconstruct this roster. And the injury bug has really hit Chicago hard. Losing Courtney Vandersloot early in the season. Ariel Atkins goes down. Now Angel Reese is dealing with a bad back, which she has missed 3 straight games. She's only played 2 games coming out of All-Star break. Ariel Atkins is listed as questionable for tonight's game against the Washington Mystics. But before this game even takes place, the Washington Mystics made a trade today involving Brittany Sykes. Brittany Sykes was traded to the Seattle Storm. And I think that bodes well for Chicago tonight against the Washington Mystics, because Brittany Sykes, aka Slim, has been a thorn in the Chicago Sky side all season long. Now, Karli Bell, courtside with Karli Bell, has some interesting things to say surrounding around Jeff P and Tyler Marsh. Now, we all know that Chicago Sky fans have been calling for Jeff P to get fired and for Tyler Marsh to be fired as well. But Karli Bell went on courtside with Karli Bell, and she answered some questions from her viewers. And a lot of people had a lot of questions that were surrounding around Jeff P and Tyler Marsh. Now, we've done shows talking about Tyler Marsh and Jeff P. They sold us false dreams early in the season about what this roster could look like, on the style of play that Chicago was going to be playing, but that hasn't panned out. The draft picks that they had, they traded away the number 3 pick and acquired Ariel Atkins. They signed Courtney Vandersloot. They picked up Haley Van Lith in the draft at 11. They picked up Sifka at 10. But we all know Sifka is an international player, which she's probably 2 years out. This is a Chicago Sky project. This is a Jeff P project. She probably won't come back to statesides for about another 2 years. And then you selected Maddie Westbelt at 16, and then also the Texas A&M guard at 22, which we don't even know what the prognosis is on her injury. We haven't heard too much about her. Also, Mariah Jefferson was injured majority of the season, and they finally parted ways with her. And they picked up a guard, Sergi, that's they really high on. And a lot of people are asking, questions around this Chicago Skies organization. What is Jeff P doing? What is he doing? Jeff P is running a dumpster fire. Now there's speculations and allegations out there that Donnie Marsh, Tyler Marsh's dad, was addressing the team, and he said some things that the team did not like, and a lot of players was looking at Tyler side-eyed. And now courtside Karli Bell went on her podcast and she said some interesting things surrounding around Jeff P and Tyler Marsh. And basically what she said is Chicago Sky fans are too emotional. And you're going to have to deal with Jeff P and Tyler Marsh for the rest of the season and going forward. So let's take a listen to what Karli Bell said on her podcast, Courtside with Karli Bell. Let's take a listen to what she said. Let's take a listen.
A majority of my questions in here are, when is Jeff getting fired? When is Tyler getting fired? All this stuff. I'm going to just say this right now. No firing is going to happen in the middle of the season. I think Sky fans, you guys act a little emotional, and I understand. I do and I don't understand, because it's just a basketball team at the end of the day. But there's not going to be any midseason. That's just not going to happen. You guys need to accept it at this point, that would be foolish for that to happen. That's how you really, really cause a blow up of a team more than anything else. Also, if you let go of Jeff, who's the one that's going to be making calls? Who's the one that's going to be the GM? It's not going to be, he doesn't have an assistant general manager. There are no assistant general managers within the Chicago Sky, because the Chicago Sky run on bare minimum resources. No, they're not as big as, let's say, a Phoenix or a New York, where they have, 5-6 people deep in certain departments. That's just not the case in Chicago. So who's going to be the ones making the calls? Who's going to be the ones, if there's another injury that happens and you need to sign a hardship contract? You don't want Marsh doing it. We've seen the W get away from the dual role of head coach and general manager, as it should. It shouldn't be on the head coach to create the roster. It should be a duo partnership in between general manager and head coach. So just stop asking for the midseason firings, because it's not going to happen. I feel like you guys need to just accept it. Will there be anything happening at the end of the season? While I understand and hear the frustration of the Sky fan base, I think you guys should accept the fact that Jeff and Marsh will be here next year. Because if you think about this from a long-term perspective, if you let go of a general manager, you're letting go of the head coach, because that general manager didn't bring in that head coach. You see that across all leagues. When a new GM comes in, maybe they give them the year, maybe. If not, if they do give them the year, they're gone the year after that. And if you look about this from a long-term perspective, the Chicago Sky, who they have returning guaranteed on contract for 2026, is Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, Maddie Westbeld, and Haley Van Lith, and Aisha Sioka, who is overseas. That's all you have. You have Angel and Camilla locked in for one more year in their rookie contracts, with then a 5th-year option that the team will most likely exercise and not give them an opportunity to be let go or be tradable or an asset for other teams.
Now, you heard what Karli Bell had to say, man. And it's very interesting that she brought that point up, because a lot of people have expressed their displeasures of what Jeff P and Tyler Marsh are doing with this organization. Now, she made it very clear that there's going to be no midseason firings. Tyler Marsh and Jeff P will be here next year. And basically, we're going to have to sit through another rebuild, because what she alluded to was the only players that are under contract are Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, Maddie Westbelt, Haley Van Lith, and the girl that she said that's overseas, and that wasn't even Sifka. So you got to understand something. With all the players that we have now, Ariel Atkins, Kia Nurse, Rebecca Allen, they're going to be gone unless Jeff P decides to re-sign them, which I don't think he should. Now, the question is going to be during the trade deadline. Don't be surprised if Chicago trades Ariel Atkins to get back some of the assets and get a first-round pick. Because if Chicago finishes the season ahead of Connecticut, we lose out on that first-round pick. If Minnesota Lynx don't make the playoffs, we lose out on that first-round pick. So 2 things are going in our favor right now. Minnesota's going to make the playoffs, and Chicago just has to stay above Connecticut so they can have these first round picks. Now you trade Ariel Atkins away and recoup another first round pick and go into next year's draft and build through the draft and build around Carmelo Cardoso and Angel Reese, then you might have something. But Karli Bell just made it clear that Jeff P is not going nowhere and Tyler Marsh is not going nowhere, because Jeff P is the one that hired Tyler Marsh. And if they fire Jeff P, Tyler Marsh is out the door too, because a new GM is not going to come in and settle with that coach. They're going to bring their own head coach in. So I see everybody in the comment section, #salute. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger. Just in case I forgot, tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And guys, get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about today's video and what Karli Bell had to say. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.